I wanted to make this short. This is Margaret Ann Windsor. My real name, the name I have to go by is Peggy Ann Dempsey. Married to Childers. I was kidnapped in 41 at age 2 and brought to Moulton, Alabama. Given the name of a dead twin, Peggy, and Carl was killed also by their mother. She was unwed. So it was a pigsty. It was near Cortland, Alabama, where JFK flew into the embassy. His father had been made ambassador to England in 1936 to take down my father because he did not go along with them, and that was Roosevelt that appointed him ambassador. Then his son JFK and Joe died sometime during that, I believe. But anyway, JFK helped. He would fly in and even made speeches before Parliament. He helped in my kidnapping. And so the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, Roosevelts, etc. And now then, I wanted to get into this. I was brought over here. And I wrote about mind control murders, and this is what I didn't get up. I was going to put another one up, and I will, but I'll put this one up first. I'm going to go ahead and say this. The Parkland shootings in Florida were done by a program shooter who is a victim just like those that were shot. People that tell you you can't be made to do things you don't want to do are friggin' liars. I heard George Norrie get a man who's very inept, that's his profession, and writes about it and all that, about hypnosis and a little bit into mind control. My God, that is mind control. It's just mind control goes a lot deeper in the programming. I can't explain it, but all except some of it. But anyway, I'm gonna lose my train of thought, and I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna stop. I'm too sick and everything to. And it does me no good. Parkland was a program shooting. The young man was, and in Florida. So now then, they're talking about what there was a year ago that there's, I think I'm correct, I just heard it on NBC Nightly with Lester Holt. There are 4 students, I believe I'm correct, that supposedly committed suicide. But they're calling it from, what is it, when you come back from the war and you have post stress syndrome. I guess that's what it is. Anyway, this is what the doctors that at least one of them, if not more, has gone to, and that's what they blamed it on, the suicide on. I would tell you that the persons doing the programming programmed these 4 to commit suicide is what I've been telling about. Almost a backup and saying, hey, she's telling you the truth. Now, there's the other thing that happened that was on tonight's news at the same time. Lester Holt, NBC, right out of Rockefeller Plaza up there. Rockefeller headquarters, United Nations, a front for the global government, a world without borders. How sweet. Until you get into it and it's too late. Okay, I wanted to tell this. What I've been telling about pilots could be programmed, like the KL that flew into Russian airspace 10 miles in. Well, heck yeah, the Russians were going to shoot it down. Supposed to have Nixon on it, and Larry McDonald, Congressman Doctor, who I wrote about in the book and was almost killed and wasn't published, and this whole sick thing, horrifying story done to me and my children. I was telling all this. Now then, that plane carrying Larry McDonald, he was supposed to be on it with 296 or 186 passengers, went down from Juneau, Alaska to Seoul, South Korea. Well, there are those that say that Larry McDonald was not on it. It was just a takedown to make it appear so, and that's what I've always said. Nixon was on it, and he's so much part of this 18 and a half minute gap where they're ordering. Hope you all have to hear it one day. What Henry Kissinger, right there in the White House with Nixon, his Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State, etc. He's way up in the global one world government, the Illuminati, that they talk about in end times, chipping and all that. And this is what I was telling about, chipping and mind control. Now, they tonight on Lester Holt told about, and I've been telling this up, that the pilot can be programmed, and they talk about security putting a U.S. Marshal or a flight marshal on. Well, he can be programmed, just like they're going to put school teachers at the schools that have guns. Well, they can come out shooting. And then I'm blamed. I could be blamed for what? Telling the truth. That's been the problem all along. That's what I've done, is told the truth. So now then, tonight, there seemed like there was other things I needed to mention, but I'm just going to mention this. There was a pilot that was flying from England, and the plane was supposed to fly to Dusseldorf, Germany. Instead, they said it went to another country. I don't know, consider Scotland, Wales, and England the same, the United Kingdom. But anyway, the pilot missed his country. So I don't know. What do you do with all this? I've told you, I have lived in hell, had people call me, do everything in the book to me. I've told the truth. Is anybody listening? Very many listening. Some on YouTube I have, but over the years. But anyway, now then, this pilot has flown into Scotland, and really he was, which is north, I believe they said, where Germany would be, what, west? So a totally different area. I mean, that's just as easy to program the pilot, or like the 737's Boeing. I said then, I don't know if it was programming. They're saying they need that it wasn't. But yeah, it could be. The person who's punching in this and punching in that can be programmed to punch in the wrong thing. So they even come back and said something that a few days later about that whole thing, where they've grounded all your planes, the Boeing. Well, the hell with Boeing, and the the people are afraid to get on planes because of Boeing. Well, if they're so eager to tell about Boeing and ground the planes, why don't they tell about mind control and do something about that? Well, that would scare people to death. Well, they're scared, and that's the reason you took down the Boeing and all these suits and everything, and you don't tell about Scott Peterson and all these, like Scott Peterson was programmed. He was on death row, and they have a moratorium on the death row right the minute. And now they're going after Mark Garagos, and I'm sure he's the attorney that was for Scott Peterson, and he's handled he's a renowned attorney. He does not need this crap. I mean, tonight on the news, they're saying he was a part of some. I'm not even going to go into it, because you cannot feed me that bull. I will not ever, ever believe that Mark Garagos is anything but ethical and honest. He doesn't need the crap. I'm going over and out, and I know there was something else I wanted to put in here right now, but I won't. I'll try to get this up for whatever good it does.